Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 and the start of our second season with Tottenham, and we are in a pretty good place, I have to say. I can't remember a transfer window that has gone as well as the one that we've just had. Now that doesn't mean that I've absolutely overhauled the squad. You might remember I think I spent over £500 million last year. So most of the players that I want in are in the team. There are only two positions that I'm looking to strengthen now. One is that left flank where it's currently either Ali or David Neres who plays there. I'm also looking for another centre-back to join the Diaz, Lorenzo and Koulibaly rotation. I think we're a bit weak. If we get a couple of injuries there, we're going to be in trouble. But otherwise, we're in a decent place as we go into this game against Liverpool. If we do have a look at the transfer window though, and just drop back to remind ourselves of last season, £456 million spent on players last season. That's why I don't need to make too many signings. We brought in a lot of players who helped us deliver that title. 360 million going out, so a net spend of only about 120 million, which is pretty good. This year, 22 million on players in, 186 going out. So we're actually on a net profit from when I moved into the club by about £30 million, which is pretty remarkable given we won the Premier League last season. Now it's mostly worth talking about the players that have left the club, and they are continuing to leave at quite a rate. The first one blew my mind. Troy Parrott for £54 million. I've absolutely fleeced Leicester there. They came in at about 20-30 million, I think, and I whopped on 30 million in instalments, and they just accepted it just like that. So £54 million for a player who never broke 7 across his limited appearances in the Premier League. Even when he was in the Championship, he only had a 6.52. So that's an absolute steal. I can't believe we got £54 million for Troy Parrott. I also can't believe I got £52 million for Davy Plemaine, who is nothing better than a 3-star potential player. Yes, he can play down the wing. He might have got 3.5 stars, but that was an absolute rip-off. We've got them for over 40-odd million pounds in profit. Le Havre, who are down in Ligue 2 at the moment, took £10 million in a 40% sell-off fee. So worked out pretty nicely for them as well, to be fair. That helped them get back into Ligue 1. So 100 million for two players who were probably never going to make it into my first 11 or the wider squad really. So just easy money that. We're printing money at the moment. Mikicha Berda, who was in as a backup player last season, we've actually turned a £5 million profit on him. Played 11 games, good average rating. He's a good central defender, but he is now 30, I think. Yeah, 30 years old. And he is a non-EU player as well, being Ukrainian. So I just thought, get him out of the club, take the profit and run. Alex Telles as well has gone to Juventus for 20 million. Turned a profit on him of £4 million, which is insane, really, given he's 32, 33 years old. Davide Calabria also gone 12.5 million. £3.5 million profit on him. For another player who barely even featured for us last season. We got 12 million for George Writing, who I didn't even know we had on the books. Just some academy graduate, gone for 12 million. He had no potential, so that was easy money. Jeremy Frimpong, who I brought in as cover, who never played for us. We made £500,000 profit on him. Profit, absolutely everywhere right now. And then a few other players just going out for easy money. And then the players in, mostly wonder kids coming in for the future. So Stuart Bolland coming in is a centre-back. He will be a rotation option for now until we bring somebody else in. Ayan Mazzini also coming in. He's full-back with a little bit of potential. A little bit weak in those full-back areas, so we might not be able to fix it straight away. But we have brought in Sazal, who is fantastic. Up to 4.5-star potential ability. I don't really care about that. He's a 3-star right back. He can play the wing back role perfectly as well. And we got him for just 18 million. Absolute steal from Brazil. And he's going to be a fantastic player for us. Just balancing out that back four. So when you look at the squad now, you've got Onana in there. Inter Milan came in for a bid for him, but I wanted 100 million because it's going to be really hard to replace. And they didn't want to pay that, surprisingly enough. Koulibaly still looks decent. Lorenzo is still decent. Bolland as cover. Gonzalez in the left-back position is just cover, but he's got some potential, so he'll do the job. Lazala, who played a lot last season, is in there as rotation and cover. He's young, he's English, he's from the academy. He's going to stay in the club as either number 1 or number 2 for a little while to come. Jamie Shackleton, I mean, I've promised him more playing time, but it's only because he's English. I will be looking to sell him if he kicks up a fuss. Nona Kenna is going to be a big part of our season. He's still only 22, got a lot of potential in my opinion. Ruben Dias, we know about. Cesal, we've just talked about. Mathieu Bernard is going to be around for a while. 6.25 million signing. He's going to be my first choice left back this season. Very high potential ability. He's a natural fullback as well, which is what we play down there. Matthias Henrique, rotation. Tanguy and Ndombele will be leaving the club. We had a bid come in for a lot of money, £78 million from Inter. I didn't even have the option to add extra money, and they just made a £78 million bid for him. So he will be leaving the club. He only played half the games last season. We've got too many central midfielders, and it frees up more cash to maybe bring somebody else in. I also want to give Duane Catelon a little bit more time this season because he could become a world-class player. Signed from Monaco for £4 million. I think he's going to do a great job for us. Ambere, Neres, Anthony, Ali, Bellingham, Chukwueze, Kane, Greenwood, Xerxes and Andre. A lot of very good attacking talent in this team, it has to be said. So I'm not looking to necessarily sell anyone. I might bring somebody in. That'll cause somebody to be unhappy. If somebody came in with a bid for Dele Alli, he'd be out the door. If somebody came in for a bid for Chukwueze, he'd be out the door. But nobody has, so they're going to stay in the club. I'm not going to upset them for no reason. And it means that I think I accidentally messed up the team at some point. No, it looks about right. Must have been the substitutes. But it means that for the game today, we've got what is likely to be... oh no, that's what I did. I swapped Ambere and David Neres around. I'm actually going to bring David Neres in on the left flank as well. But it does mean that for today, I've got pretty much my strongest 11 for the new season coming out, barring any late signings. I have been in the market for Severo, because he would be that natural false 9, and I have the cash. So I am tempted to go after him, because I don't really need to bring anybody else in. But we're going to have Kane and Greenwood up front with Neres and Ambere on the wings, Kenna and Bellingham in the centre, and then Bernard, Diaz, Lorenzo and Cesal in defence with Onana in goal. That's pretty much my favoured 11. Severo could potentially come in, then you'd move Kane to advance forward, have Severo in false 9. And I'd also look to potentially bring in a replacement for Lorenzo if there's a world-class centre-back available for a reasonable price. I don't want to pay 120 million for one, so we'll have to see if there's something that could be done there. But otherwise, we're pretty much at my full-strength team. So going out against Liverpool, our bogey team, our third final against Liverpool at Wembley. We're hoping it's third time lucky. They've got Mane, Salah and Dybala still up front, Gravenberch and Gomez, who caused us so much grief before. I just want to check, did we sell him? No, Atletico Madrid sold him. That's fine. I was worried that I'd sold him to Liverpool, but I hadn't when I was Barcelona manager. Chilwell, Gomez, Jones and Alexander-Arnold. Alisson in goal. Jones is a player that I'm interested in signing. I've put in a bid for him. It's going to be very hard to remove him from Liverpool, but he's a good centre-back. He's English and he has decent potential. So if I could snap him up for sort of 60 to 80 million... I think because it would fit the club's philosophy of signing young English players, it's worth going a little bit over the odds, and I've got the cash. But I don't think Liverpool are going to sell him for anything under 200 million, so he probably won't come. But David Neres in, Kenna, it's gone in. It's an own goal. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold who has made the mistake, and we have the lead over Liverpool. Chaotic circumstances. David Neres' ball in, Kenna's header, and Alexander-Arnold, I have no idea what he was doing, lying on his back in the 6-yard box, but he's diverted the ball in the back of the net, and we will not complain about that. We're 1-0 up against Liverpool. Gomez over to Gravenberch, Alexander-Arnold back to Gravenberch, Jones all the way back to Alisson in goal. He launches it forward. Chilwell, Gravenberch again. Liverpool just struggling to break past our midfield line, and they've lost it. It's Ambere charging right through the middle of the goal, round Alisson, and slots it past him for 2-0. Walter Ambere showing what he's determined to do this season by scoring in his first game. Lax from Liverpool, my former player Gravenberch, who I brought in through the Ajax team, gave him his first team debut, has made the mistake, paying his manager back, his former manager back, and Ambere, a player I brought from Brazil. A little Brazilian theme running through my Spurs squad, with Sazao and David Neres in there as well, joining Ambere. It's very nice to get those little nationality cohorts in the club. Hopefully they'll all inspire each other on a little bit. But Sazao looking to impress on his debut in English football, trying to go down the right flank. It comes back over to Ambere. Ball whipped in, and Alisson nearly caught out by Ambere there. Ambere looking to absolutely embarrass the Liverpool goalkeeper. But we do currently have a 2-0 lead inside 20 minutes against Liverpool. This doesn't happen often, but Dybala looking to bring one back, and he shanked it. It's gone wide of the post, and we remain 2-0 up. Sazao, long throw into the box, but Alisson happy to take the catch and then look to potentially build something for Liverpool. He brings the ball forward, kicks it towards Dybala, but Ruben Dias with a header. Now Sazao bringing a bit of confidence to that back four. Bellingham to Ambere down the line, and Greenwood has got to it. He's got options. He finds Harry Kane. It's 3-0. Liverpool sinking without a trace. Harry Kane just signed a new contract. He had 1 year left on his deal. So I brought him on for another 2 years because I think he's going to be a top quality player for a while to come. I'm not always going to look to shove people out the door when they turn 29, which is what a lot of football manager players do. I think if a striker has a legacy and a history with the club, I think that should be respected, and Harry Kane certainly has that. So he'll probably be at the club for a long time, so long as he isn't trying to claim 500k a week. I think we're going for just 210k a week, which is a steal for a player as good as Harry Kane. But we do have a lot of really good striking options out there. Sazao now attacking from the right flank, comes back to him, little Rabona. Oh, and it nearly led to a goal. Liverpool having to hack it away off the line. They're being absolutely shown up by my Spurs team right now, getting a measure of revenge at the moment. Kenner's winning the ball back again. They try to clear it, but they only find another white shirt. Kenner to Ambere, back to Kenner, slips it to the right for Ambere. Ball across, comes out to Gomez. He then launches it out of the box, but this feels like last-ditch defending. Maybe Mo Salah can turn it around. He's released Dybala in behind, and Onana may as well have not been there. All from us, absolutely humiliating Liverpool in this half to giving it away. Bernard, I'd say it was his mistake, but he didn't have a lot of options there other than going back, and then maybe Dybala gets in behind either way. So he was left. He could have done a chest trap, to be fair, and just let the ball bounce maybe. Not the best decision making from Bernard, but under pressure he's given away a goal, and it does leave it reasonably finely balanced for the second half because momentum may be moving in Liverpool's favour. But Sazao now with the long throw in towards Greenwood. Alisson never lets those work when we take on Liverpool. It's our 5th game against Liverpool in the 13 months that I've been manager of Spurs, which feels like a lot. Oh, and it's a mistake in defence, and Onana's screwed up as well. 2 catastrophic mistakes led to that goal, but it now means 3 mistakes in defence have led to 2 Liverpool goals. Dybala getting in behind. Onana, he could have just picked it up and he didn't. And Dias at fault for the original goal. He's such a good servant. And so just kind of strong in defence. Such a calming presence normally that we can certainly give him that lapse of judgment. Bernard with a long throw here. Jones away. Salah tries to clear it further. Bellingham down, but he's given it to Nascimento. Chilwell switches a flank, but Ruben Dias making up for his mistake by cutting that out, and Neres plays in Kane, and Alisson tips it round the post. I'm going to go cautious because I think this end-to-end is working more in Liverpool's favour than ours, as Ruben Dias just nods that one over the top. Got about half an hour to go. Bernard with a long throw. Comes down to Gravenberch. Now Arnold attacking down the right flank, bit of space in the area, finds Mo Salah, and he's put that high and wide. The game's still feeling a little bit all over the place at the moment. We're going to have to make some changes. Alexander-Arnold to Gomez. Over to Gravenberch. Now Alexander-Arnold again. Cutting across, going to shoot. And he was not far away there, trying to make up for his own goal earlier in the day. Now let's take off Mason Greenwood. Put Harry Kane across. And then we can bring on... I don't really want to bring Dele Alli on in that position. I think I'd rather bring Andre on in... Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring Andre on, see if he can impress. He was very good when we first brought him in, but he sort of just drifted back a bit, but Neres with the ball in towards Ruben Dias. It's cleared out. Gravenberch forward. Bellingham will get there. Now Cesar to Bernard. Ball forward to Bellingham. Lorenzo trying to get it out to the right, but he's given it away. And now Nascimento has got in behind. And Onana. All 3 goals may well have not been there. It's now 3-3. We've gone from 3-0 up to 3-3. Absolutely dreadful from the team. It's another long ball over the top. Diaz completely switched off. And Nascimento getting in behind. Or Lorenzo actually switching off there after he originally gave the ball away. And Nascimento has managed to get the goal. The defence just not playing well today. Lorenzo certainly not having a good game. Let's maybe drop Kenner back, and then that allows us to freshen up in midfield as well. Duane Cotalon can come on as Neres attacks down the left flank. He's still going, Neres, and he can't beat Alisson. But the game finally poised now. We could be heading to a penalty shootout unless we can get the team moving a little bit forward. Why would Bernard not be interested? Gomez with the ball in, cleared away. Ruben Dias is there. He hoofs it towards Andre, who brings it down, can slip it through. He's still going, Andre. He's got options. It's pulled back to David Neres. Dias out to Bernard. Dias again, all the way back to Onana. Strange decision. Now Kenner. Down for Cesar. He's got a player in behind if he wants to go for him. And he does release Ambere in the box, who does get what should be the winning goal. An assist for Cesar to his Brazilian teammate down the right. Ambere has made it 4-3. A very dramatic Community Shield final. These are usually dead rubber games because nobody's that interested, but a 4-3 result would certainly capture the attention of the fans, and we only have 5 minutes to see out now. We couldn't do it with a 3-goal lead. Can we do it with a 1-goal lead and 5 minutes to go? Dele Alli finally coming on the pitch for the last few minutes. Fresh legs on the attack to scare the Liverpool players. Alexander-Arnold sends it back to Militao. Forward to Dybala, trying to switch the flank to Mane, and he's found him. Ball across, blocked. Robertson cuts inside. Alexander-Arnold over the top. The 2 Liverpool fullbacks nearly combining to make it 4-4, but it looks like we're going to do it. There we go, our second piece of silverware. It's only the Community Shield, but it does add another trophy to the cabinet, and that's 2 trophies in quick succession for Spurs after a very long time without one. I don't think you'd see the Spurs fans turning their nose up at the Community Shield, and we have managed to win it, finally beating Liverpool in a final. It is 3rd time lucky for us as we managed to make it through. Cesar making a very good debut as well in that fullback role, getting a 7.0 rating, and Ambere putting in a world-class performance. He's been extremely good. Just waiting for his Brazilian call-up. I'm sure it'll come soon. But looking ahead, we have Everton in the first game of the season. So let's go ahead to then see if we can bring anybody in and see if we can get our Premier League title defence off to a good start. Well, time now for the Everton game, and only one real transfer to talk about, and that is that we have signed a striker for £35 million. Omar Jana, a 19-year-old English striker. I was reluctant about signing him because he's only got a 12 for finishing, but he has fantastic potential. The scouts have been recommending him to me for quite some time. He can do the false 9 role. He's an advanced forward. He fits the template, and he did well in the Championship last season with Southampton, so I thought I'd take a punt on him. Massive loss for Southampton this. I don't know why they've taken such a big loss after a good season. They kind of, what is that about? Absolute waste of money from Southampton there, throwing cash down the drain. I didn't even notice that before I signed him, but what a steal that is to get him for 35 million. Clearly under the value as well. He's got a receding hairline at 19 years old, but hopefully that won't stop him scoring goals. The other one is that we have sold Tanguy Ndombele for £78 million, a 28-year-old player. 78 million. I mean, absolute steal. We've made a lot of money this summer, 264 million. We've made over 200 million in profit this summer, which is pretty amazing. And I'm happier with the squad now than I was at the end of last season. Now, obviously, there are still other players that could come in. I'm looking to only sign under 23s at this point. I don't want to unsettle the first 11, particularly goalkeeper, centre-back, midfield and left wing. They're the positions I'm looking at. Everywhere else, I'm reasonably happy. And going out there today against Everton, I'm feeling confident. We've got Kane and Greenwood up front, Neres and Ambere on the wings, Kenner and Shackleton, Bernard, Diaz, Lorenzo, Sazal, and Onana in goal. I mean, I think this starting 11 is pretty much going to be our other than Bellingham coming in for Shackleton, it's going to be our starting 11 all season. So I don't need to go out there and spend 120 million on a new player. I think that's just becoming vanity purchases at that point, because the amount of incremental benefit you'll get won't be as good as keeping a title-winning side together and helping them develop in the right way, bring young players in for the future and start to build a bit of a project. As Bernard puts that throw in, it comes out to David Neres, out to Bernard again. He's got options in there. It comes out to Neres. Ball goes into Kane. Now Kenner can have a shot. He does, but it's easy for Malungu to cling on to. So 15 minutes in. Everton now on the attack. We need to get the tackle in. Goes out to the right for Richarlison. I'm not used to seeing him on the right flank. Emerson coming forward. Stolen by David Neres. Kenner now. He's got players ahead of him. He's going to do it himself, and he's hit it high and wide over the bar. He is a natural defensive midfielder, so always a little bit surprising to see him charging forward and having shots from long range like that. And unfortunately that one not quite coming off for him. But we've got to throw in now. It's going to be a long one from Sazal. He puts it in towards the middle. Kane's in there. It's come to Greenwood. Back to Shackleton in a bit of space. He has 2 bites at the cherry. First one blocked, second one saved, and no third attempt for him. Ball goes in from the corner, comes out to David Neres again, cuts inside the defender, but can't find the finish, and then gets a tackle in for a goal kick, which Malungu plays short to Hermoso. Oxford forward to Kakare, and Ikone with a terrible touch which Shackleton steals. Shackleton going to need to play that out wide, I think. He does, to Bernard. He's got a bit of room. Into Shackleton. Back out to Bernard. Ball into Kane, and off the post and out. I thought the keeper had made a save there, but instead is a goal kick because it just struck the outside of the post. Both of our central midfielders now on yellow cards. I'm not too worried. Richarlison with a knock for Everton as well, which won't help them. And nearly half time, still 0-0. Can we create something here? Attacking down the right flank, Sazal. Very happy with that signing, in case you can't tell. He puts it in, and Greenwood just glances it over the top instead of getting that effort on target. So a few players not doing too great, but we've got a chance now with a free kick in a really good position, which David Neres will take. He goes for goal, and it's just tipped around the post by Malungu, but we're looking a little bit more threatening now. Lorenzo's header into the arms of Malungu again. He's certainly being made to work for his salary in this game, Malungu, but we're not quite beating him, and that's a real problem. Now, a few players not having the best game. I'm going to take Kenner off and bring on probably Jude Bellingham. Just strengthen up that midfield a bit, make sure we have a lower risk of a red card. David Neres struggling for fitness. Greenwood struggling to do a good job. So Jenner can come on for his debut in that advanced forward role. Now Bernard with a throw-in. Emerson away, but David Neres will get there. He's got 2 in the middle. He puts it in. It's come to Jenner. It's blocked by a defender. Kane forced away from goal. Finds Shackleton. Bellingham switching the play to Ambere, who keeps it in, but loses possession in the process. And now Ikone can counter for Everton. Still going. He's forced onto the left flank. Good tackle, but it's come to Richarlison, and Onana makes a solid stop. We were nearly caught out there, but very nearly a chance for Jenner on his debut. At Ikone denied by Onana at the near post. A couple of real chances for Everton, and Shackleton now playing in a back 5. Ruben Diaz to Bernard. Back to Shackleton, looking to do this one himself. He's driving forward, Shackleton. Outside to Sazal. Ball in. Jenner over the top. Maybe a higher finishing stat could have helped him there. But we only have 20 minutes left to try and win this game. I'm not sure where the next substitution is going to come in. It's probably going to be Neres, who's just struggling for fitness. Don't have too many options out on that left flank though, so it might have to stay out there. Who do we have who can change the game? I might bring Dorne Cotellon on for Shackleton just to try and freshen this up. We don't have long left now. 10 minutes to go. Long throw from Bernard into the middle. Kane with the header, and the long throw has worked for us yet again. It gets us probably 5 to 10 goals a season depending on how your luck is, but very good work there from Bernard. He gets an assist, Kane gets his goal, and it is now 1-0, and we can start the Premier League title defence off, hopefully with a win, with 5 minutes left to go. They're trying to go for it, Everton. Digne puts it in, cleared away by Lorenzo. Hermoso loses out to Jude Bellingham. Can we get a second? He's charging forward. He's got players to his right. Might do it himself. No, he's forced too wide, and he loses possession to Tom Davies. Bowen back to Malungu. Ball launched forward, and Sazal has it. Plays it over to Bellingham. Now Neres to Kane, into Jenner, and he's offside. It would have been a debut goal for Jenner. At least it was on target, but unfortunately he's called back for an offside, and it won't be the dream debut for Omar Jenner, the young English striker, this time out. But the fans will be excited. He had a couple of good opportunities. We got the win, which is all that really matters. It starts off our campaign with 3 points. Disappointing not to get a few more goals. Nantes getting another 1.6 million from the Mathieu Bernard transfer, which now goes up to 8.25. Still looks like very good business to me. But if we look ahead to what we have to come, we do have Arsenal, we do have Chelsea, we have Wolves, Liverpool. There's a few options for when we could pick up, and then it sort of dries up for a little bit for a way to go, depending on that Champions League group stage. So we could potentially pick up at this Champions League and then Liverpool game. I think that might be the best time to do it. We could do Chelsea and Arsenal, but that feels a little bit too close, and it could take a while to get through the season if you do all those games. Liverpool are our bogey team in this Tottenham journey so far, so I think it'll be that game that we pick up at with the Champions League tie as well. So if you enjoyed this episode and the January transfer window so far, do drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, but until next time, see ya.